Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for Magical Girl Raising Project Queens Chapter 4. So the first half of it at least. We're going to do the first 11 chapters in this video, and then tomorrow from when you're seeing this I'm planning to do the last 11 chapters. And then that'll be Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday or Saturday, one of the two. I want to do a third one. Since I missed a few weeks, for those of you watching these week to week, since I missed a few weeks with these, I'm gonna just do 3 this week to make it up for all of you that do watch week to week and have been missing out. But I just got distracted with other videos, and there was one week where my power went out 3 days that week, so I really couldn't get many, if any, videos done. And I also did, if you haven't seen it yet, I did a Which Magical Girl Are You quiz, so that's up on the channel too. That was my last Magical Girl Raising Project video. But Chapter 3 of Queens was basically just Puck Puck being scary and evil for an hour or two of me reading. So yeah, that's the best way to describe it, I think. Just a full chapter of Puck Puck being evil and scary. We get to see it from different points of view, like Shadowgale's point of view. But yeah, this one's titled Queen's Playground. When I think of that, I don't think she has anything to do with it, because I don't think she's going to be in this arc at all, unless it's right at the end as a surprise, whoa, she's still alive. Grim Heart is who it makes me think of. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So we have Chapter 4, Queen's Playground. I'm going to go ahead and start reading. And, oh yeah, once I do these 3 videos this week, it'll be back to 1 video a week on probably Fridays, unless I decide to change the day to Thursday or something. It'll probably be every Friday. But yeah, Chapter 4, Queen's Playground, starting with CQ Angel Hamuel. And see, I've been liking Hamuel a lot lately. Alright, CQ Angel Hamuel. There were 2 large mountains lined up side by side. On the valley that made up those 2 mountains was the entrance to the ruins. A large gate blocked the path. All of the tunnels inside were controlled by the Puck faction now. No, it's more than that. The Puck faction didn't just control it. They'll be protecting its defenses as well now. Hamuel was watching from a distance of over 10 kilometers, give or take. She was positioned above a hilltop, safely away from any possible prying eyes. From here, Hamuel can see a lot of things surrounding the entrance, the empty waste that stretched out as far as her eye can see. Considering the enemy's magic, that might not be ideal, but the benefit of battlefield knowledge outweighed that. Hamuel gave some orders to the Diamond Shufflin. Let was also there, as strong as ever. Oh, I think the word is actually Lethe. The word that the name is based on is pronounced Lethe, but I hate the way that sounds. And also the katakana used to write the name is Lette, so because of that I'm just gonna stick with Let as her name, as my pronunciation. Let was also there, as strong as ever, sitting on her vinyl chair inside a tent in the wastes. A nobleman's chair in a commoner's tent, and in an arid wasteland, almost seems comical if you just happen to see it. But with Let's air of majesty, she somehow made the whole look seem very natural. The Shufflin were busy handling several requests at once, with Spade Shufflin guarding Let's tent's entrance. Various magical girls were currently gathered around the tents. These are magical girls that normally wouldn't even be working together. Now they're sharing business cards and shaking hands. Hamuel had used her magic to contact almost everyone that she ever knew beforehand who she thinks can help. Or who she thinks she can help. I think the second she might not be supposed to be there. Hamuel didn't even need to try and find these people. She simply broadcasted them as much as she can and gave a meeting spot. The one sympathetic to Osk faction's cause then showed up. Despite most of Osk faction's recent reputation coming from Grim Heart, Let has done her best to to provide a sense of damage control. Firstly, Let offered weapons, expenses, and research results that the Osk faction personally owns to these magical girls and the groups they worked for, so that's already incentive enough. Secondly, let emphasize that this doesn't mean the magical girls will be working underneath the Osk faction, nor does it mean the magical girls will be working for the sake of the Osk faction's benefit. Instead, Let is offering her hand as an alliance, standing on equal grounds to unite against a common enemy. Thirdly, there's another section of magical girls who aren't joining up due to their opinions on the Osk faction, but rather due to their negative opinions of the Puck faction. Those people simply don't want the Puck factions to gain power. Hamuel and Let were prepared to go as far as they need to accomplish their objectives. Hopefully the other magical girls feel the same. For now, all that Let can hope for is their unity against a sage. The promises that they made will have to be dealt with once this is all over. Also, the problem is, if you come at Puck with an army, can Puck just use her powers to turn that whole army against you? Let went outside under the heat of the sun, still shaded, however, by the diamond shufflin that waved large fans at both her sides. She turned her eyes to the large gate blocking the entrance to the ruins. The gate's purpose is to keep out intruders. It's so far done a great job, standing at 100 meters tall and remaining nearly indestructible. As a testament to its height, there were about 3 boulders in front of the gate, tall enough to conceal a very large person. In comparison, they were like pebbles to that gate. The only way the Puck faction even got in was through a weakness in the gate itself, wasn't through a weakness in the gate itself, but the gatekeeper. The preparations are ready, Yes, as far as our part goes at least. We did all we can. Over 3 hours has passed since the ruins were attacked by the Puck faction. 3 hours seems long, but luckily the Puck faction hasn't activated the device yet. In that amount of time, they had gathered an attacking force that rivals the enemy before them. Good. Let's open the gate, Understood. Since the ruins' defenses are owned by the Osk faction, they have another way in. Of course, the gate is operable from the inside, but the Osk faction also has a way to control the gate from the outside. Okay. Hamuel had her hands on a microphone. Sorry, did I say outside the first time? The gate's operable from the inside, but the Osk faction also has a way to control the gate from the outside. I think I might have read that wrong at first. Hamuel had her hands on a microphone. Let had her hands on opera glasses. She looked through them, watching as the gate opened slowly. The vibrations could be felt almost everywhere, even from where Hamuel's standing. Hamuel didn't know what to expect. Perhaps a warm welcoming party filled with clapping and happy magical girls, thanks to Puck. But when the gate opened, there seemed to be a few magical girls coming outside the gate. Hamuel counted about 10. She wasn't sure what to make of it. They seemed normal, but they're probably enemies given what's transpired. They're illusions, said Let. Come again? Magical illusions. They're not real. You can check. Throw a stone or something, Hamuel nodded. Let should know any kind of magical illusions or traps. The opera glasses weren't normal opera glasses. It was a magical item from the land of magic. Rather, it was a special one from the Osk's very own vaults. Understood. Clubs, you're up. Hit 'em in the back just in case. Spades, stand your ground. The shuffling squad sent toward the gate were all being commanded by Hamuel, whose magic allows her to communicate and coordinate instantly with no time lag. The clubs moved into position behind the illusionary magical girls. Club shufflin have extraordinary senses compared to a normal magical girl. That includes hearing. This way they can perceive each other, even when they're being as stealthy as possible. They took out their maces, shaped like clubs, and hit each illusionary magical girl in the back, each one dissolving, confirming Let's theory. Proceed forward, Spades. I want high numbers guarding the flanks, with the lower numbers supporting you from behind. Jack, King, Queen, you're in charge of the left, front and right flanks, respectively. Diamond shuffling, keep watch outside, ensure no one gets in. All right, everyone move out. All of these orders were executed at once by the Shufflins. Shufflins are still magical girls, even at their lowest number. They're still capable of fighting, so diamonds, being fairly weak in their durability and fighting skills, can still hold up, as long as their opponents aren't combat masters. Suddenly, a large black group of clouds loomed across the sky. Lightning then struck the ground where the diamond Shufflins were, scattering them and creating a large crackling noise. Not only that, but streams, I'm assuming they mean streams of water, and what seemed to be a face made of wind blew a large gust that completely scattered the heart Shufflin inside back outside. This doesn't seem like the work of any newbie magical girls. A surprise attack, but We made it through. Looks like it's an expertly crafted defense, too. My guess is the mercenaries. The Puck faction has mercenaries, too? They needed combat veterans on the go. There were also rumors circulating around that once you're hired by Puck, you won't want to switch your job, even for higher pay. I'm assuming that some mercenaries took that as a challenge. But we also have mercenaries of our own, We do. Can they match to what Puck has, Absolutely. If they can't, we've provided some of them with shufflins of our own. Since we have Shufflin 2, they've got things such as the prototype Shufflin, Desert Warfare Shufflin, and we've thrown in Training Shufflin too. Isn't that bad if we're splitting our armies that way, On the contrary, it lets multiple people and generals focus their own armies. I can focus on my own squad of Shufflin rather than command a super large army. I think this can work. The Shufflin in the distance were regaining their composure. Sending only the Shufflins will be pointless. Puck has a variety of magical girls fighting with their own magical skills. We need to send our own in, Agreed. But we have to make sure we can cover our escape and not get caught when we're there. How much time do we have left? The longer we wait, the more... Where's Flea? Huh? I had assumed the Human Resources Division would provide us extra troops, They will. It takes time to process that and send a whole squadron to us. We have to check if they've been affected by Puck's magic, too. I see. As much pull as our faction may have, Human Resources does a better job at providing magical girls. Let's hope she pulls through, Agreed. Hamuel had been relying a lot on Shufflins. Shufflins were good soldiers, but they lack range, and some of these enemies have powers that they don't even know of. It'd be risky and foolish to send in Shufflins all by themselves. Hamuel spoke into her microphone. What's your plan, Retreating, for now. I agree with retreating, but not with routing. Tell them to face their backs to the enemy. Don't run back here, and be aware of any pursuers, Understood. The spades were the ones that were actively avoiding the lightning strikes and beams being fired from somewhere in the ruins. Together they helped the diamonds and hearts back on their feet. Spades are the elite combatant units of the Shufflin army, from 2 all the way to ace. They're better at fighting than an average magical girl. The battlefield should be restricted to the ruins, but with the thunder magic, Hamuel considered the possibility that the Puck faction can take the battlefield here. Hamuel could see an ambush group of actual magical girls attempting to attack the Shufflin group, but the spades did their work covering the flanks. Their speed with the spears managed to stop the attackers and even beat them down before they could do any damage. The Shufflins retreated past the gate as much more Puck reinforcements began to show up, but the Shufflins were already too far for them to venture further. A retreat is not admitting defeat. We've won this first battle, Agreed. We know about their early defenses. We can plan ahead next time. I'm glad you share my sentiments, Of course, Lady Let. This is all thanks to your work as leader, after all. Flattery will get you nowhere. Yes, ma'am. Before the next strike, there were several things that needed to be planned out. Instructions to subordinates, reorganization of troops, preparations, meeting, and various collaborators. Okay, so basically they did kind of win, in that they sent their Shufflin in and learned that Puck's first line of defense is whoever this storm magical girl is, and then sending weaker magical girls out to swarm them after the storm magical girl lays out just a huge area of effect. Hamuel gathered the list of collaborators loyal to the cause, looking for each magical girl within the camp. Having a little trouble finding all of them. Hang on, said Hamuel occasionally as she passed by Let. Hamuel saw a magical girl and a mage arguing nearby. Stop ordering me around already. I'm not ordering you, I'm asking you. But I told you everything I know. I need to see someone important. That can wait. Just come along already. Hamuel sighed, and I am assuming that this is going to be Mana and Uluru. Hamuel sighed. She didn't really want to deal with these kinds of things right now, but cooperation is the key to survival. Hey, both of you, quit it. We're trying to cooperate here, okay? Said Hamuel. The mage adjusted her glasses, and the magical girl scoffed. The mage nodded at Hamuel. Thanks, she said. Hamuel sighed and talked to the mage. Sorry, everything's been a mess recently. You're from the examination division, right? You should talk to my boss. I'm sure she's happy to have your cooperation. The magical girl nearby tilted her head. Cooperation? Who's cooperating? Asked the magical girl. You are. The Puck faction is illegally occupying the ruins. They're breaking the law, so we need your help, said Hamuel. Wait, that's what we're doing? Asked the magical girl. Yes, and as soon as we finish that, I'm going to have my hands busy with investigations. So the sooner we get this done, the better, said the mage, walking away. Now only her robe was visible. Actually, I was assuming that was Mana and Uluru, and it still makes sense if it's Mana and Uluru. But the thing is, you would think Hamuel would have recognized Uluru because she saw her back before last arc. But we'll see. Maybe she's just got a lot going on. Yes, and as soon as we finish that, I'm going to have my hands busy with investigation, so the sooner we're done, the better, said the mage, walking away. Now only her robe was visible. The magical girl grumbled and lowered her hoodie. Before she did that, Hamuel could see her face, and around her nose and cheeks were freckles. Freckles? That was very rare among magical girl forms, but Hammers remembered seeing freckles twice. Okay, here it is. She rubbed her temples. Hamuel tried to remember this magical girl. Now she remembered. This was a Puck faction magical girl. Why was someone from the Puck faction in here? This magical girl was the one magical girl who could tell believable lies. Because of her, Hamuel had to go through the trouble of making earplugs for all her shuffling. Alright. So this is cool. She does remember. When Flesh said she had her sources earlier, did she mean this girl? More than that, why is a Puck faction magical girl together with the examination division? If Flesh's source was her, shouldn't she be with with a human resources staff member? Hamuel rubbed her temples again, confused. She walked away from the two. Hamuel turned on her microphone. She set the target to the liar magical girl. She was going to confirm it, or if it's really the same magical girl. In a whisper to the microphone, Hamuel said, "Hey, idiot." "Who said that? Who's calling me an idiot?" "Huh? Idiot?" shouted the hoodie magical girl. The mage with glasses looked at the magical girl with a confused facial expression. "What are you shouting for? If you don't want to be called an idiot, don't act like one." Hamuel turned on the microphone again and whispered, "You're the idiot." The hoodie magical girl began to flail her arms and stomp on the ground, shouting and screaming. Next time I do a character, like characters ranked from least to most favorite, Uluru is going to be like really high toward the top. The hoodie magical girl began to flail her arms and stomp on the ground, shouting and screaming. The mage tried to calm her down. "Hey, quiet down already. Hey, who are you trying to talk to?" "Well, that confirms it. That's the same magical girl. She seems rather destructive and rash to be a proper spy to the Puck faction, but who knows if that's true." Hamuel began to talk to the ace of clubs. "Monitor the hoodie magical girl. See if she does anything suspicious." Hamuel still had a job to do. She can't keep Let waiting. She continued her search. She doesn't really know if the examination division mage would talk to Let, so Hamuel decided on finding another division member. That's when she saw a familiar-looking person. "Ah, Miss Yoshioka." "Oh my, Hamuel was it? Correct, I'm glad you arrived here." "Well, things are pretty lively, it seems." "That they are. Is Lady Ratsumu here?" "Ah, I didn't bring Ratsumu today." "Bring." She used bring. That's a rather strange word to use. A bit rude and informal, as if she was an object. Then again, it could just be a way to indicate that these two were familiar with each other, but is that so? "Is she busy?" asked Hamuel. Don't worry about it. That woman, with the way she can be, it's going to be rather hard guarding her against stray bullets or possible assassination attempts in the middle of this rabble, poor thing, said Yoshioka. There again, that woman, poor thing. Rather odd to use those to describe a sage. Then again, the Casper faction is known to be the most laid-back faction, so maybe that's just how they act around each other. Casper the friendly faction. It still made Hamuel a bit nervous. "You look like you're busy though, aren't you, Hamuel?" asked Yoshioka directly. Hamuel laughed nervously and nodded. She wanted to get away as soon as possible. Perhaps it's not a good idea to bring Yoshioka to Let for now. Yoshioka adjusted her glasses and looked toward the large gate in the valley, while Hamuel continued on her way. Why isn't there anyone normal to talk to? Alright, and that's the first half of the chapter. It seems like it flew by. It seems like I was reading for like 5 minutes, but it's been like 20. that was really good. We saw from Hamuel's point of view this whole time. Again, this last arc, I was like, okay, she's pretty cool, she's whatever. This arc so far, I'm really liking Hamuel. So yeah, I enjoyed all that with her. I love Mana and Uluru, but especially Uluru. Like I said, if I do, like, some people might want me to do it in like a tier list type of way to visualize instead of my ranked worst to best. I'll decide how to do it later on. But either way, Uluru's gonna be at like the top. Uluru is so good. But yeah, that is it. That's it for this half. I'm going to bring you the second half tomorrow, like I said, and then the first part of Chapter 5 on Friday, and then you'll have to wait until next week, either Thursday or Friday, probably Friday, when I go back to the normal weekly. But either way, that is it. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. Comment down there, like the video if you want. Let me know what you thought of my reaction and all that, or what you thought of this first half of the chapter. Subscribe for more Magical Girl Raising Project, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, just ask. If you want to help support the channel on Patreon to help me to continue making these videos, it really does help. And it's patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description. And yeah, once we're finished with Queens though, I'll probably do another favorite characters type video after Queens. And then I'm not sure what order we'll go in after that. We do have Magical Girl Raising Project Black and Episodes Delta. I think Episodes Delta comes first, so I don't know if I'll do that next after Queens, or if I'll do some of the side content like free to play or breakdown. I'll have to see what the availability in English is for all that. Or is it called breakdown? I don't remember. But yeah, stuff like that. I don't know if we'll do more side stuff, if we'll jump straight into the next set of episodes and then into Black. Not sure. But either way, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.